Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday afternoon. Well, here we go. We're revisiting down memory lane. What have we got? Strength using your props and your weights. Now, I did this I'm going to say last year. We had 175 views. So it was up there with some of the top ones. I think it went 250, what was yesterday's 265, and I think there's like one in the next mid 200s, and then this was the third most popular viewed class. It does require some weights, so if you don't have any with you, take a moment and go collect some. You'll need enough to be able to do arms, so biceps. You'll need enough to do weighted squat, and you'll need some for chest. So just to give you an idea of what I've chosen, I've got some 3s, 5s. You may not have them that heavy, but I would probably go 4s, 3s, or 2s. You'll see I've got my trusty bolster all set up with some blocks. So yes, you will need a bolster and blocks. Other than that, you won't need anything. You don't even really need your mat. I've got my bolster already propped up like we would Supta Baddha Konasana. So if you can get yourself prepared and ready for that, I've put it up on a fairly strong incline. So what I've actually done is taken one of my blocks and put it like this, and then put the other block, you might be able to see from where you are, square, so that I get that nice high incline. This is now my bench. So if I was in a weights room, I would have this as the same inclination for my bed, because we are going to do flies on the bolster, or what they call incline flies. Incline flies. So I'll give you a chance just to make sure you're all nicely set up. Just like you would for Supta Baddha Konasana, you want to wriggle the back of your pelvis into the bolster to make sure that you don't have any gaps, so your back feels like it's being supported. For me, definitely I'm suggesting my knees being bent. If you didn't have blocks or you couldn't get your structure right, you could just do this lying on your bolster. Yeah, so choices. Why have I chosen putting this up into more of an incline rather than, say, lying on the floor? When we do a fly or a bench press, if we can bring these elbows down below the shoulder, we've got a greater range to have to drive back up. Okay, so for example, if I was on the floor, my elbows would be in line with my shoulders, range not so big. You can see that, bang, bang, bang. Look how much further I can get down here. A nice, big, full, deep range. Okay, so you're going to feel this a lot more than you would flat on your back. It's like when you go nice and deep in a push-up, you get closer to the floor, chest drops through the arms, you've got that greater range to pick up from. I always have my hand weights ready for me by my side, so then I just flip them up from here, particularly if they're relatively heavy, and then coming up with the arms straight above the chest, turn the palms away from you, and then off we go. Drop right down into those elbows and send the arms back up towards the ceiling. So right down and right up. So my breathing for this tends to be an inhale as the arms come down into my ribs, and then an exhale to really drive the arms up. I'm really making sure that breath can help me. So breathing in here and breathing out. All right, so let's say we didn't have any hand weights. What else could we use? We could use a band. You could use just your strap in its full tent type or tensed state. If you had like a bar, for example, if you had, say, even a broomstick or something like that you wanted to, just have as a bar to do a bench press. Oh, crack goes my elbow. It'll feel better now. Good, we get 3 more out. See how we go. Right down with those elbows. All the way down. All the way up. Good. Now stay here for me. Come down about halfway, and now go up. Halfway and then up, halfway and up. Good, you got 5, halfway 4, 3, little halfways, 2, 1 more. And 1, bring them together, bring them into your chest, curl up to sit. Grab, now, if you have an extra block, grab your block. If you don't, you know what? Let's not, because you may not have a set. Let's just rest up, and you know what we'll do? We'll save our time by coming into bicep curls. We are going to do another chest, and I was going to try and bank our 2 chests together, but let's just stay as we are. And I don't like fussing around too much. I don't like getting ups and downs. Time wasting. Bicep curls. Same concept here. Nice big full range. Arms stay into the ribs. Ooh. I'm choosing 5s, and I think that's super brave. You know, we'll see how we go. I go heavy with low reps. That's my strategy. And straight up to shoulders. You might even feel the weights tip down to the floor. Straight up to shoulders. But 3s would be good if you're sort of mid-range in your weight. I tend to work efficiently, so I now go for the heaviest weight I can do at the lowest, pretty much with the lowest repetitions, but in certain aspects. So for example, somewhere where I know I might be a bit silly, which is shoulders, I will go light and I'll do more reps. Or somewhere where I think my form might be really poor, I'll go lighter weight so I can get a better form. So for example, sometimes my back, if I don't do that properly. Whereas biceps I can usually keep a pretty good form with. Not too hard to keep them close to your ribs. Let's get 3. I'm going to go for 2. And 1. Good. Hold them here into the chest in prep. We're going to go for another set of chest presses or incline flies. We're going to make a slight change to this variation though. There we go. We're going to go bottom halves. Straight up, open the palms, come right down, and now just go halfway up. Little halfway from the bottom half to halfway. This isn't easy. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, right to the roof. Let's go top half now. So from my elbow wants to have a little crack. Once it cracks, it's okay. Gets it out of its little locked position. So just the halfways, top half only. And then we're going to finish it off. We've got 4, 3, hang in there with me. 2, 1 more. Let's go whole range. We know that. Right down, right up, right down, right up. Nice big full deep ranges. 4. We can do it. 3. Yes, yes, yes. 2. Make it work. 1 more. Right down. Make the effort. Make the effort. And yes. Arms in. Have a little breather. Heart rate elevation. Arms. I could feel that in my chest. All right. No rest for the wicked. Let's go. Biceps. And then we can kiss goodbye to all of these. Good. So have minimal rest. 1, it gets it over and done with quickly. 2, there's not a lot of chance for the body to repeat or to rest up, so you hit it a little bit harder, and therefore fatigue sets in a little quicker. Let's go 3, 2, 1 more. Ooh, 1 more for me. Yes. Take a breath. Now what were we going to do with the blocks? Oh, that's right, we're going to do the chest, weren't we? Yes. We can kiss goodbye to this girl. can stand or kneel, really doesn't matter. Bring your blockies together for me. Now, this is number 2 for the chest, so I'm going to feel a little more tired. Elbows up, in line with those wrists. Press into the blocks. Push, 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 push. Then press out. Then pull in. Then press out. Then pull in. Press out. Pull in. Arms don't go all that straight. That's all right. Keep the elbows high. Keep pressing out. In. 4. Keep pressing. 3. And 1. Go up now. And down. Like you're sliding up. And down. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Tricep dips. If you have anything that's got a bit of a gap, you could use that, or if not, you could use your blocks. You can see that this is not that high, the blocks aren't that high. My ideal world, I would go higher than these blocks, but that's okay. I personally would probably do it up on these. But I'm going to do it on the blocks because you probably don't have anything that like to sit on. But if you did, go grab it. Get a little bit of extra height. Fingers always face your bottom like you're going to do plain or tabletop. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you on the side angle just how you can make this work or not work. I'm going to bring number 3 in. Give myself a little bit more arm space. Okay, here's how you make it work. Elbows bend and straighten. Okay, and you want to really touch down here. And you want to try and keep nice and close to your blocks. Walk the legs out further, but still keep your bum close to the blocks. Bend your elbows, bend your elbows. They point back behind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a stretch. I'm going to load these guys up. So whilst we've got them here, and rather than again picking them up, putting them down, we will do that. The straighter your legs, the harder it is. Okay, so you probably notice that if you've got your knees over your ankles, quite achievable. If I was to put my feet up there onto the bolster, if you're feeling super brave and you want to go a little harder with this, often when you bring yourself to the same level as what those arms are, soak yourself up. And just to show you, so this is a little bit harder, straighter legs. Go where you want to go. Four, 3, 2, 1. Lucky we are not doing yoga tomorrow night. We have yoga tomorrow to get us out of bed at 6:30. All right, here we go. Remember, let's keep hitting them. Hands in, elbows up, press out. You can stand, you can sit, you don't have to kneel with me. Keep that pressure on, pushing into the blocks. Good. Keep pressing. 3, 2, 1. Hold the press. Drop the shoulders, keep the pressure on. Glide up. Glide down. glide up. Don't let your wings fall. Keep pressing inwards. Those elbows need to stay the same height as the wrists as much as we can. Keep pulling those little wings up. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, we can do it. Keep pressing. Yes. Alright, what haven't we done? Done this. Got to do that. Got to do the back. So, how do we do the back? We're going to use weights. And I want us to take ourselves into a row. Choose your heavier of your weights. You could even do 2 weights together. So if I didn't have my 5, I could lock my 2 2s together. Because I'm just going to do this action. I'm going to row with it. So I could do 2 2s together. I'm going to place one foot on a block and one knee on the floor. Now if this doesn't work for you because of knees, my suggestion would be to come up and hold on to something, because you don't want this back to dip on you. So you'll need to pull into your core, because it's a rowing, it's a rowing kind of action. So you can see how I haven't swung my bum out, I haven't let all my belly hang out. It's a slight tuck. It's more what I call a lengthen. Shouldn't want to do these. So if normally how do I do this in my little weights room? I'll hold on to something. I didn't necessarily hold, but it gives me a cue to how to keep my spine straight, and then I'll pull from here. It stops me from doing this. Yep, I don't rotate. Shoulders are square with the floor, so I can see the floor, that they are square with the floor. It's to remind me. No twisting. Block out. Alright, let's go, mister. Alright. I always do the same arm as the leg. That's just me. But you can do opposite. Actually, let's try opposite, see how that feels. You know what I'm going to do? Here's my suggestion. Right foot onto, I've got to put my right foot on the block. My right hand is also being stabilised by this block. I'll tell you why. It's going to try and keep me really square. Why am I stepping on the block? Because it gives me greater range again, so I can go right down here and now pull right back. Whereas if I'm on the floor, I lose that range. My right hand's going to keep me square, so I don't have to hover over and twist my trunk. It's all about trying to keep shoulders square to the floor, no different to if we were standing. So we want to pull. I call this start the lawnmower. Because when I train it with clients, I always have to remind them, you keep going, what do they try and do? That's really weird with this one. I get a bit of kick, I get some kickbacks. I don't get full range. So the elbow needs to pull back behind the rib cage for the back to become active in this, or what I say, come into the equation. But we don't want to do the, okay. So if I've got my chest rested on my thigh here, it's to remind me, your chest is not allowed to leave your thigh here, Lisa. And if it does, it means that you've tried to do a little bit of this. You've actually tried to use your lower back muscles to help you pull. Okay, this is for the mid-back, or that thoracic rhomboid region. Good, let's try 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1. So you can see how as you start to fatigue, there is this tendency to start to want to get momentum to help us out. It's only natural. It's the human body. Again, if we're with me like this, chest, what am I doing? Chest is resting on, seriously lost it. Chest is resting on the thigh. Balancing, square, right arm pulls back behind the right ribs. And when do I know I'm fatiguing in this? What's my benchmark to tell me? I'm going to start to feel myself rolling off this thigh. And if you don't have either someone spotting you, in other words, watching you, or you don't have a mirror to necessarily watch your form, you often don't realize what you're doing. Five, 4, 3, 2, one more. And 1. Good, stay with it. You can stand if you want to, or you can stay kneeling. Take your 2 blocks in your hand, slightly tip forward here. These are called reverse flies. So I'll show you it on a front view. I've tipped over. I'm drawing my shoulder blades together. I cannot, so I'm not doing this. I'm keeping really you can see how my upper arm is staying really close to my side ribs, and I'm just pulling back this way. And as a result, you should be able to feel the shoulder blades pulling together. If that's not enough and you want to go and use your weights, you can still do it with your weights. But your sensation that you're feeling here is your 2 shoulder blades together coming to meet each other. 3, here we go for time 2, and 1. Come on, Lise, watch that clock. Let's go again. Row, left arm holds it, right leg on block. Dumbbell row. Don't let the chest leave the thigh. Keep your shoulders square with the mat. I've got another little trick for you. Sometimes I find that holding onto the weight hurts my thumb a little bit, so I actually hold it like as one unit. Does that make sense? I don't wrap my thumb around it like I'm gripping a handlebar, shall I say? I try and tuck my thumb in with the rest of my hands and the most of my fingers. Elbow back, 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, run the home stretch. I like the sound of that. That half an hour goes so quick, doesn't it? All right. So my whole thumb wraps around it. I don't grip like this. Because otherwise I find that I start to use my hand too much. My thumb. Awesome. So start that lawnmower. Elbow drives back behind the rib cage. Good. We're going to take another 8, 7, 3, 2, one more. 1. Grab those blocks. Reverse your fly or use your weights. Back, behind. So they're pulling back behind the body. Keep going. Maybe you can see me. This is how sometimes we would do it. On a bench like this, or on a ball, reversing the fly. It's going the other way. So you can see how I'm pulling it back behind my body. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1. Oh. Trusty little stool, isn't it? She's got a little face, that's my little poof, my feet poof. I go a bit tired at the end of the night, that's why I put my feet in the Queen Bee's chair. Watches the television. Alright, you're going to get your blocks. You're going to put on a little bit of an angle for me here. Okay, we're going to hold some hand weights. The heaviest that you feel comfortable with, it's really to squat. This is why I still got my joggers on. Now it's a bit of sacrilege to stand on your mat with your joggers. It's not something that I tend to do. See my foot going up onto the block, onto the angle, and my other foot is going to join it. You'll have your hand weights in your hands, and then we'll squat and stand. Okay. Big 5 kilos. No, it's not really that big. I have 7s, I have 8s, I have 10s. That's good. I felt really weak when my girlfriend told me, she said, what did you bench press today? 42 kilos. Her PB. It's like, I don't know what I'd be able to do. Actually, what did I try the other day? 10. Not even 20, and I couldn't do it. Okay. So why have I got the weights in my hands? Because it's more weight to have to push up out of this one. All right, let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pressing your heels into your block. 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1. Put those weights in. All right, have a little shake of the legs. So you see how it's a little harder up on your blocks. Why do I also like it is because we're already tilted forward, okay, which is about where you want to be for a squat. If you were to tip any more forward, which I do see people do squats like this, you'll nosedive into the floor. So it forces you to have to try and keep your trunk upright. Because if you're like this, you don't want to be tipping forward because you can feel your heels coming off this block. So I still have to keep this upright position whilst I continue to squat. Here we go. We're going to remember the bottom half, top half in the flies, incline flies. Let's go with it here. Bottom half, go. Bounce, bounce. Yep. Good. Keep your chest high. You should be able to look at up in front of you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top half. I hope you don't lose my head on this one. Looks like you are. 4, top half, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way for 10, down and up 1. Now it starts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Guess what? You take a little stretch. One little queen bee chair. How's that? Oh, I mean, we just made that half an hour mark. Good job. I like doing weights with you because it makes me work a little bit harder myself because sometimes I do get a bit lazy. I do them, but I don't push myself. I don't think I puff like this when I do it myself. Hands behind, open that chest. Round the hands, in front, back round, chin to chest. Good, breathing, hands come back down. Now, here's a bicep one. We often don't stretch the bicep. Palm faces forward, fingers face down, and then you want to press your bicep towards me. So forward, hands down, pulling this down, getting length here, and pressing forward. It's not an easy muscle to stretch. Because this is its full length. This is its shortened length. This is as long as you can get it. Good change. So that's why you almost have to intentionally sort of press it forward. The one where we do the pec stretch up against the wall, the whole long arm, that could do it, but again, it's very, very subtle. They're not strong stretches, like say that quad stretch is all like what a tricep one is. Guess what? You're done. All right. I always give myself a after I do my weights because I think we deserve it. How have a beautiful evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. Gosh, the days go quick, don't they? I will see you tomorrow morning. So some nice sort of hip openers and a bit of unwinding of the body tomorrow, 6:30 for all those who like to come on early to get it over and done with. And then you can hang out with me for 10 or 15 minutes and we'll do some meditation and your practice for the day is done. All right, go and enjoy your evening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for keeping me honest with my practice too.